Hello again. So today I am going to be showing you something that is pretty important that I've been working on. Basically, I've got what I believe is the beginnings of a dialogue system set up for my NPCs. And I'll just show you here quickly. I talk to Layla here. She'll speak. As you can see, she'll say, she's only saying two things on repeat right now, but the system is set up to be able to really, depending on where she is in the game, I could have her saying something else. So you can see over here I've got right now some test dialogue pieces in here, and these are being ranked by their specificity. So if something is more specific, it'll be what is displayed for her. So because she is in, I'll just go through these so you can see. So see this one right here, this test one here is actually won't ever display, because a specific condition for this dialogue is that it only shows up in autumn. So because it's spring, that will never display. This one will show up because it's spring, so that matches. The weather's dry, so that matches. However, you can see that it's also specific to scenes. So this dialogue here will not show up out here in the farm because this dialogue is specific to the scene cabin, which you'll see once we go inside the cabin in a little bit. This dialogue will actually play. I believe the one that's playing right now, it's not this one. This one is oh, right. I forgot. I was like, I thought all these were matching, but there's also I've also set up a condition for the number of hearts that the player might have. So, for example, if you have 2 hearts with a NPC, then they might say different dialogue to you, right? So this dialogue here is essentially not gonna show up, even though all these match. It is morning. It is in the farm scene. The weather is dry and it is spring, but because the player only has the default 0 hearts with her right now, this won't ever show up in the in this scene. I think the one that is playing, nope, that one's for midday, so that won't show up as this one here. So you can see it saying it's warm out here, so it's spring and it's in the farm. All the other conditions are empty, so those won't matter. So that's why that's the one that plays. And if you're wondering how she gets this extra dialogue here, essentially each piece of dialogue can have what's called a follow-up dialogue, and that's basically just another piece of dialogue that will get assigned to the NPC if it exists. So it'll get assigned, so that way this one plays, it sees that there's a follow-up dialogue. So even though I leave the dialogue here, she still is remembering that there's that piece of dialogue there. So then when the player talks to her, if I can get to her, that is, it remembers to play that follow-up there. So it's working. And then once we go into the cabin here, you'll see that this other test, which one is it? Test 3? Test 2? Yeah. This one here will display where it says hello, and it also has some follow-up dialogue, so we'll see. There she goes. She says hello, as she is supposed to. And this is the follow-up dialogue here. She does the ... and then proceeds to insult me. Okay, so it's working. Cool. And as you can see, this doesn't have any other follow-up dialogue, so there's no reason to, it won't, it can only play those 2. If there was If this follow-up dialogue had itself follow-up dialogue, then it could just chain forever and ever, depending on how complex I want to make the conversation. So that is working fairly well, I think. Obviously, there'll be some room for improvement and expanding it some more, but I've got quite a bit done, so I like it. I got the text, the actual dialogue being able to be populated. I've got images now for the character, and each piece of dialogue can be assigned a specific sprite, so that's what shows up when it sees that it's running a certain dialogue. And obviously there's some audio as well. So I'm not 100% sold on the audio. I've been doing it, I've tried it a couple different ways, but this is what I'm just settled on for now. And obviously different characters are going to have slightly different audio. They're not all going to sound like that, but the idea is there. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.